Capital, Washington, D.C. There's an innovative sound spreading rapidly. The go-go sound equivalent by none. Recognition was scarce, but now the time has come. The U.S. succeed, and I enjoy Trouble Funk, EU, and Red, and the boys, The White House, the Capitol, the monument, the other side of the district seems irrelevant. 70% black, the city's habitation. Love boats circulating through the population. Our problems are neglected in a city such as this. To half of the country, we do not exist. The situations are annoying. And who's going to solve them? Have you noticed D.C. has a serious drug problem? What's our destination? Many are in doubt. I guess drugs appear to be the only way out. We've been left stranded. Reagan's not concerned. To a life of crime is how some have turned. But we must hold faith in our music. A sound created in the district.
I'm gonna pick up where we left off at, y'all. We're gonna groove all night long, y'all. Cause we got till the morning time to watch y'all process content. And do y'all thing all night long. It is all good. So what's y'all? Right out. Do it again. How about that? All right. Right on for the best. Got some of M.E. in the house. Good to see you, right on, I'm in Jimmy.
Welcoming a big cat, man, Jerome Kennedy, man, to the Go-Go Round Table. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, Cal. I'm just, excited to be here for real, for real.
Yeah, we super excited to have you because you bring in the culture. See, we got the music, and then we need the culture of what was going on, right? And that's what you bring in, man. So we're gonna have episodes here. They better get used to seeing you because we're gonna bring a lot of things,
Well, I'm just gonna give you what I remember, what I know, or what I was doing back in the day, from my point of view, and I was there from from the late '70s to the early '80s, late '80s, I guess I could say, yeah.
Copy that.
So I'm gonna just give you my point of view.
Copy that.
From the go-go standpoint.
All right, so I'm just gonna throw some things out there, man, and just get your raw answers. Okay, so tell the audience and myself, people who really learning. I'm gonna tell you, man, this is something I've always wanted to know. I ain't really have a plug to find out these things, right? Even though I'm from the DMV, you hear certain names, but you wasn't from around it, so you don't know. So I'm asking you, describe Woodland Sports for me in the 1970s.
Woodland Sports. Okay, so from what I know and remember, Calvin Woodland. He was a DC figure, street dude. He was actually a former boxer, pretty good boxer back in the day, but turned street dude or whatever. But then he lived in Woodland Tourist back in the day. Seemed like it was named after him for real. Calvin Woodland Sr. lived in Woodland, so he took a lot of the youth around there, tried to keep them out of trouble because Woodland was terrible. That joint was mean, Joe, for real. And so, he formed the boxing team. He had the boxing team. A couple of homies was on the boxing team when I'm doing all them. And then he had the football team, which was really legendary because the Woodland Raiders, they were monsters back in the day. You know what I mean? I always called it like the Negro League football teams, like the little teams that couldn't like instead of the boys clubs, you had the neighborhood teams like you had Woodland Raiders, you had like the Northeast Cowboys and so on, stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So it was different little neighborhoods that had, instead of recreations, they had like, little teams formed by, some whatever figure that came from their neighborhood. But Calvin for sure was like a figure, you know what I mean? Especially in Southeast and especially in Woodland. So he was a hell of a dude, you know what I mean? And he did a lot for the youth in Woodland because it was very troubling in Woodland at that time. That was one of our number one projects in the Southeast. You know that. So yeah, it was rough coming up there. You really you had to really know some folks to go in Woodland back in the day. You know what I mean?
Copy
You
that.
definitely had to have a pass because if you didn't, that's your ass. Like Woodland would often maybe get to play some of the boys' clubs and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But, there was a team that was formed in the neighborhood, but they had like different weight classes, like some, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Mm-hmm.
boys' clubs, like for like number 11. Like I couldn't play for number 11, but I played baseball for number 11. A
Okay.
lot of teams I couldn't play for back in the day because I couldn't make the weight. I was taller and, I was overweight for my age.
Right.
So I couldn't really play for like the little teams that I wanted to play for.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to play for Jello back in the uptown where I went to school. Couldn't play for them, so I ended up playing basketball for Jello. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with shit like that, I never really got to play like little league football, but I always played basketball and
Right.
baseball. But I knew one day I was gonna play because I always played football in the neighborhood. You
Gotcha.
always gotta play throw up tackle and
Yeah. Oh
with the
yeah.
hood
Yeah.
niggas,
For sure.
you
Oh, no
got to
question.
you got to go hard. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It was
when
serious
you
go
go up in
hard.
Southeast, when you go up in Southeast like I did, so you had like, I started out, we started out when in Southeast in Stand Notes.
Okay.
We came up in Stand Notes, so then when we was in Stand Notes, then you had to deal with Jeffrey Turs, then Weldon Park, then you had Ambassador Square, and then you had the niggas down there crossing Ambassador Square down there by Douglas Junior High, and all the little mixtures, Bird
Mm-hmm.
Farms over here, of course, Woodland up there. So, you
Y'all
had a
had
lot
some
of
war.
Parkland.
Y'all
So,
had some
so it
war.
was a lot of different neighborhoods. Savannah, all these old, and then where I grew up at, when we Stand Oaks, then when we left Stand Oaks, we moved over near the road, down there by 51. So then now I'm dealing with 30th Street, BVT, Universiteurs,
Yeah.
Harvard,
I lived over in Naylor
Gainesville,
Gardens. I was in Naylor Gardens. I know.
Woodland. So you already know. I mean, I don't know if you had to deal. Well, that's coming from a kid. So then and the melting pot for us, like where everybody used to meet, was up at Hillcrest Rec.
Copy. I got
Back now, it was my first summer job. So you always had alternate BVT, 30th Street, Harvard, Gainesville, Woodland, Langston Lane. The good kids up there in Hillcrest. What let me tell you?
you. Right.
I mean, so you had a lot of different hoods blending together, and so it was good. I lived in the hood because I knew everybody, but so I didn't get to hang in the hood because, like I said, it's another story. Because like I said, I went to school uptown.
That's okay. On
And
that note, on that note, hold up. Look, check this out. On that note, you gave us some background on where you come from, young. So the next question was, so how did you end up going to school in Northwest, being from where you from, man?
okay, that's a good ass question. So, like, I was supposed to go to Moton Elementary, going right across the street from the Panorama Room, all up there by Watkins, Fort Stanton, all that shit. So they had a program where they had these little elementary schools up there in Georgetown, little cracker box schools, I call them and shit. They were all in the Palisades area up in Georgetown. It was Hyde, Hardy, Key, Man, Starter, and Fillmore. And so what they did, they had low enrollments, for the little white kids up in Georgetown, right? So they decided, hey, it was like an experiment. Let's go over to east of the river, see if we can get some of these little poor black kids, see if we can culturize them. You know what I mean? Which was really a real good experiment because you know it was almost like let's see who can handle it and who can't. That's how I looked at it.
Like,
You know, because I realized once I realized what they were doing, you know, so it was a lot of kids like all regular Woodland kids were with me.
mm-hmm.
Then they went to the other side over there by Valley Green. So a lot of Valley Green kids, Conanturs kids, Waller Place kids, you know, a
That's a
lot of them
good
kids,
thing
they
though,
came from
Ron.
that end.
That was a
It was a
good thing
great
though.
thing. It was a great thing, but you had to be able to adapt.
Yeah,
Really, you know, like make some adjustments.
yeah,
I mean, for me personally, it was a cultural experience. I mean, for me personally, it helped me learn white folks early. I mean, just to be straight up with you.
right,
I
right.
mean, because shit. I mean, you know, that was the experiment for me. Because and then I like, and then it was cultural because like I I, I had so many different nationalities I was going to school with up Georgetown, and that came from first grade. See what I'm saying? I was going to elementary school, and my elementary school was right there on Wisconsin and O Street, right on that same street, the cobblestone street on the street where Princess and Princess, the store is where
Oh yeah.
the Georgetown Theater used to be. My elementary school was right up the block from Princess and Princess.
Now
You
wait a
know,
minute.
Ray's old store.
But wait a minute. Check this out,
Okay,
man. This is very important. And I know, see, I know
okay,
you. I've studied you, man. I know things you're interested in. Check this out, man. But how
okay.
sweet is this, what we discussing now? Because you went to an elementary school where our people founded them cobblestones,
Exactly,
man.
and that's the thing. Cause Foggy Bottom was where all the black folks migrated back in the day, until Whitey took it back as they usually do. And so, you know, it's crazy because I was like, with all them little rich white kids I hung out with, and you know, still I got a couple to this day I'm still real close with. The
Yeah.
white girl that owned the tater chip company, she's a Jewish girl, Sarah Cohen. She owns the tater chip company. You might have seen the tater chips. It's called Route 11 potato chips.
I look it up.
You had to see them, but if don't Google it, she'll pop right up.
I'm
We
gonna look it up.
close
Yeah.
friends, went to school. Yeah, and you know, it's just amazing how some of the folks that I still have relationships with, you know, white kids or what have, and I have to say that because you know it was crazy. Like here's an interesting thing. Like a field trip for me was going to a French restaurant eating a French crepe. Now the average, hey, look here, the average nigga don't even know what a French crepe is.
Right, right, right.
You see what I'm saying? So the type of stuff that I was learning
Yeah.
and going to school up there, it was like so it's like the best of both worlds. I had the hood sold up,
Right.
but now I had to get white folks. And so in uptown, you see what I'm saying? Because it's a
Yeah.
totally different world in Southeast. Totally different.
So
So it
this. So
changed
this.
your mindset too.
Yeah. Yeah. So check this out. So this went all the way through. So that this program you sort of in this all the way through the high school.
Yeah, because it was like a setup. So it was like, okay, so when I left Hyde Elementary School, they sent us. So in fact, they had cut off sixth grade at Hyde because they sent us to Hardy Middle School. And so Hardy at that time was the only middle school in DC. They had no middle schools. You know, it was still junior highs at that time. So Hardy Middle
Hardy.
School,
Hardy.
Hardy, which was on Foxhall and MacArthur Boulevard. You know what I mean? So and we would get, and here's the thing, we were getting bussed up there like the cheese bus.
Yeah.
They were busing us up there. Loads of buses would pick us all up and drop
How
us
long
off
was
at
the
these
ride?
different. Oh shit! It seemed like forever back then. You know what I mean? Because you coming from Moton Elementary all the way up Georgetown off the early morning, and you got to be at school by 9 o'clock. so
For real.
so it was pressure as a kid.
Hey.
You know, and then my
Yeah, man.
mother was like, you know, and she was like, I bet not ever have to drive up there, or I'm gonna knock your mother. You know what I mean? So, because it almost seemed like it was forever back then to drive up there. You know what I mean? So I had to be on my P's and Q's all the way. Of course, you did dumb shit. We was dumb back in the day, but well, we was kids. But nah, Joe, going way up there, it was crazy. So, but I got used to it. So it was like, you know, I know Southeast, that's home, but now I'm up here in Georgetown. I'm learning the culture up here. You know, I'm learning, you know, things about myself, like shit I like to do. You know, I want to shop a little more, you know, and these whiteys showing me a lot of stuff.
That's
You know,
right.
they showing me
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
They let me know, hey, I want some nice shit too.
Bro, when did sports come into play?
Well, sports was always a thing for me as a kid.
I mean,
It
up
just
there though,
got
when you was in
more,
that environment, yeah.
yeah, so it got more prevalent when I got up there because, like, you know, we would play sports in school all the time, but not organized except for going up to Jella Boys Club back then. We would go up to Jella.
Yeah.
That's all Wisconsin back in the day. And I played basketball for Jella, but then I always wanted to play football. I always knew I was going to play football. But what we would do every Friday, we would walk from Hardy all the way up to Wilson.
Wow.
That was a hell of a walk. Me and my crew,
Was it?
hell of a walk. We would walk because they stopped busing us when we got to Hardy. So Hardy went from 6th to the 8th grade. So you know, we was getting on the metro by then. By that time, I'm catching metro from, you know, Southeast all the way to the end of the line near the gardens to way at Friendship Heights, nigga. Shit, you know what it is. That's how long that ride was. Shit. But yeah, so that bus ride was, you know, but you know,
Now,
back then
Rome,
you was built for
let,
that shit, you know.
let me stay with you right here though. But you were walking from Hardy up there to Wilson. So you was
Oh
already
hell
trying to
yeah,
see
me
what
and my
they was
crew.
doing.
We would walk all the way up what is that? That's Foxhall. Shit. Foxhall all the way to Nebraska. Nebraska straight to Wilson. Yeah.
What was it? So what was the environment when you was walking over to see Wilson before you? Because you know Wilson kept changing, but at different times, you know Wilson was elite public. You know what I'm saying? And
And
then
still it was actually more elite then.
that's what,
I mean, you see what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah,
I wasn't even there yet. I was in middle school.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
wasn't even there. But you know, we would go up there because, you know, I wanted to see Wilson play because I knew eventually I was going to Wilson.
Yeah,
So I would always go up there, be intrigued, want to see him play. Because, you know, like Western was down there by Hardy.
Western,
Western. That's Duke
and
Ellington
that's
now.
right.
That's Duke Ellington now. So you won't misconstrue that. So yeah, we really, actuality, we were supposed to end up there, but that's another story. But Western had closed by that time. But we would walk all the way up to Wilson, see them play, you know, because I was excited. I knew one day I was gonna play. And then I always played sports. Like I played for Hardy Rec. I played baseball. So I used to pitch. You know what I mean? I played for number 11. I played catcher and first base, shit like that. So, but I always had an arm. So I knew because every time in the neighborhood, I could play off a position, but everybody always wanted me to play quarterback because I could put the ball on the dime, you know, shit like that. I'd be like, damn, niggas, I want to catch the ball too. I want to look sweet too, nigga, shit.
But you had
You
this
know,
though.
but yeah, true that. But, you know, it's like, you know, but so I knew the arm was always going to carry me somewhere, you know, but it was always going to be Wilson. I really wanted to go to HD. I don't want
Cause
to
of
get ahead of
legacy?
myself, but
Was that cause of legacy?
nah, that's because my brother had got to go there. It's like my brother was going to school uptown too, but Bob Headen, the coach at the time, came recruiting my brother. He came to the house. The big Frank Giles, he was a big time nigga at Woodson at the time, and he came and told Bob Headen about my brother. And Bob came to the house, sat down with my mother, because my mother wanted to try and pull my brother out of school in Georgetown. She's like, because my mother never wanted us to go to school in the hood, because, like, by the time we moved from Nelly Road and she got the house down the hill, shit, nigga, we was right around the corner from Anacostia, the school
Right.
itself. So, We
Right.
ride off Gold Road. Uh, my mother house right behind Anacostia Library, still to this day. So, it was like, you niggas ain't going to school around here. So,
Right, 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 man. Look,
so,
right. Hey, I
I mean,
used to live
so,
on S Street. I know I used to live on S
so you already
99.
know, but I mean, because I used to run with the Avenue crew, you know what I mean? That was my mom.
Yeah,
See, so you already know. See, so like, it's especially since when we lived on Meadow Road, I had to run with the Woodland kids, and I had to have a pass. In fact, Nara Bass, my man, Freddie brother, he was my pass through Woodland. Even though I knew jokers, but still,
right,
you had to have a pass. And then,
right.
because you don't get banged up. It's just that simple. And like,
Simple.
I used to go up there and play them jokers in electric football, man, that type shit. So, I'd beat them. You gonna have to get out of there.
Yeah, right,
And
right,
so, how you gonna get out of there without a pass? And Nard was my man. Like, y'all ain't fucking with my little man. I'll kill everybody. And so, them niggas would back above me. But on the real,
yeah,
if
yeah. I
I
know
had
you kept
Nard
them.
with me, it would have been a real problem.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I took a couple L's up there, but it strengthened
that
me.
go with the game. Yeah,
Got me ready
exactly,
for the long haul.
exactly.
Because I came up through the ranks through them for real. I came up through the ranks with the Woodland kids.
Right,
You
right,
know what I
right,
mean? So they gave me my nigga them card.
right, right, right. You know what I like about that 100% real one with you, man? Is that I be talking to some dudes, man, and they claim to be from here, claim to be from there, but then they try to get the impression that they ain't never lost a fight. They was always Sugar Ray Leonard sweet. You like
Nigga,
Slim,
fuck
man?
all that. And guess what? It could have been that way, but where you grew up at.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Because
Come on,
you
man.
going to see some folks and you going to have to deal with some folks.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
part of the
mean?
training. It's part of
And
the training.
exactly. I mean, Woodland kids weren't faking, but they taught me well.
Right, right,
That's why I got on my page right to today, smooth with the roughness, just serving justice.
right, right, right,
you
right.
know,
And look, wrong.
I
If
know.
whatever hood you from, you gonna claim that hood and try to act like, okay, your whole upbringing, you the sweetest thing around there. We saying Slim, I mean, man, come on. What's the likelihood of that, Slim?
Look, I ain't even trying to proclaim to be the thoroughest niggas. That's not the case. But I had to deal with some hard head motherfuckers.
Yeah,
You
tell
feel
me
me?
about it,
And
man.
and you had to manage your way to, find out where you was at.
You
Like I
found
dealt
out
with the
too.
30th Street jokers back in the day. Yeah, once I got my heart up and like, okay, fuck this.
Right, I ain't gonna
I'm
keep
ready
taking
now.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Nah, hell no. So you take it for a minute because a lot of times, like I dealt with a lot of Woodland jokers, you scared to rumble them because they going to jump you. They going to
yeah.
fuck you
Oh yeah,
around off the
yeah,
break.
yeah,
They going to fuck
yeah.
you around off
Fake,
the break.
fake the fair one
No,
for a
no matter
second.
what, you getting jumped. You going to get jumped,
Yeah,
stomped out,
fake the
whatever the
yeah,
case may be.
yeah. Unless the
But
dude
once you
whoop you,
decide to fight back and you whoop one of them or two or whatever,
the respect
you
come.
still going to get jumped. You
And
still going to get
right,
jumped. But
fact,
they,
but the respect gonna come.
but they
That's
respect
how it
you
is.
more now.
That's how
See,
it
they
is.
like, okay, well, he ain't going for this no more, So yeah, like I said, dealt with the 30th Street jokers back in the day. BVT, BVT still terrible.
Hmm.
Oh, that
To
rat
this day.
hole, one way in, one way out. Motherfucking 30th Street still terrible. I mean,
Now look, you done
I
took
don't know.
me here.
Some neighborhoods just don't, huh?
Now you took me here wrong. Look. So that's the next. Let's go into this right here for a minute. Okay, so
Go ahead,
I'm gonna say some phrases, right? And just tell me your
go.
thoughts on it. Okay. Connoisseurs.
Terrible,
Woodland, we already talked about them. Valley Green.
terrible,
Water play. Water play.
terrible,
Landon Poland.
terrible.
Barry Farm.
Oh, Supermax terrible.
Supermax term. See, man, look,
Yeah,
I'm saying,
and Woodland back in the day, but yeah, because now the farms now was really terrible because you like another joint you ain't know nobody,
yeah,
you will get ate up. And then they had the little apartment up there. What's the name of them little apartments right there? God damn it, cause they beef with them niggas. Oh, that little one way in, one way, that little circle joint. Oh my God. I think of it in a minute.
yeah,
Niggas
yeah,
always
take it
getting
down,
killed
man.
up there. It's just crazy, man. But Yeah. The farms are terrible, but see, back in the day, you know, because we had in the 80s, we had the moped crew, so we would be deep. We
Yeah.
would go everywhere throughout the city. So that's how I used to go down the farm. Now I had a little honey I used to fuck with down the farms too, but you had to get in and get. And I knew jokers down the farms, you know, but that wasn't my set.
Right.
You gotta
Right.
get in,
And
you
get
gotta
out.
get out. Damn right.
Right.
Or unless you like for instance, like now I know you. I know how you know a lot of jokers, but see, you got a hella family too, and then you got folks every little crack and crevice. You can get passes in places.
Yeah. That's I had them,
See what I'm
man.
saying?
Fortunately for me.
And see, I didn't have a lot of passes, but you know, sometimes personality go a long way, or you might
Yeah.
know a joker. Like I
Yeah.
might go on a spot, I don't know none of these niggas, but then I might know the head nigga. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
So it was always like, who this nigga right here, Joe? Hey, that's my man. Okay. So boom,
Yeah.
I'm in. You see what I'm saying? But
I follow.
so so I knew niggas in pockets. I
Got you.
ain't gonna sit here and act like I knew all these jokers out here and front like I'm a gorilla. Nah, ain't none
I
of that.
got you.
But
I got you,
I
man.
handle my own weight too, though. I handle
I got
mine.
you.
You know what I mean? But you know, you had to handle your own. So
Or
that's
else
just what it is.
you either was a man about it or you wasn't, and you know what's happening with that.
Oh yeah, you don't you know so especially you know back in the day. So that goes back to like I said when we was going to school uptown. So like let me finish that part. So when we left
Yeah.
Hardy Middle School, we actually graduated in 8th grade,
Yeah.
and then we were supposed to go to Gordon Junior High, but Gordon had closed, so they shipped us up to Deal. They shipped us up to Alice Deal, and so I graduated 8th grade. Then I go to Deal, which was junior high at the time, and I just went to Deal for 9th grade. So this is how I got like the real uptown jokers, like the jokers from Woodson on my team. Cause when I got up Deal for 9th grade, I got up there, tried out for the basketball team, took a dude's spot. So I was starting. So that kind of like started my reign to go over to Wilson. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what happened was, because I was playing what, Kevin Lomax, Maurice Block, you know, Maurice Block the boxer.
Yeah.
That was my point guard. Yeah. Carlos Tate, Michael Brown, me, starting five. I was playing center. And so, yeah, that's what kind of like started my reign to go to Wilson.
Yeah.
And so when we graduated from Deal, 9th grade, so it was back to my 8th grade and 9th grade graduate. Mom had to buy 2 suits, Cavaliers, nigga.
Cavalier. Junkyard commercial.
Nigga, what?
The jacket. The hat. The shirt. The shades. Cavalier, and I like it.
Cavaliers, Joe. Graduate back to back. And then when we graduated from Deal, that's when they started that boundary shit. They was starting to send all the Southeast kids back.
Mm.
They was shipping our asses up out of there, Joe. It was like, damn. They knew we was from Southeast, but then they like, all right, that's it. End of the ride. You got to go.
Wrong with Southwest dudes up there?
They were at Wilson. See, because they had Jefferson. Jefferson was a feeder school to Wilson.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? That's how the Southwest kids got to Wilson because they had Jefferson Junior High.
Uh-huh.
So that's how most of the Southwest kids end up going to Wilson because Jefferson was a feeder school for Wilson. Now Deal was a feeder school because of course right across the street. But then all these little kids come from Merch and Hearst, on little weak ass schools, little white kids and shit, Yeah, so that's why they all come from there. But uh, most of the kids that came from the South Side either came from Southwest, and then they had the boundary thing where they could come up there, but then they started shutting it down. So they sent all of us back. So I had to find out where I was gonna go to school at. So basically, I went over and talked to the coach at the time, Coach Hogan,
Okay.
and he got me up in Wilson. I used my cousin's address, so I'm a Mount Pleasant nigga when I'm uptown.
Copy that. I got you.
I'm from Mount Pleasant.
Let me put this.
And we started going to the Cap Center shows. Cap Center.
What was the first show? What was the first show?
Oh God, I still got my ticket stubs. I don't know, because I was seeing everybody like shit, Commodores, Bach Hayes, Erwin and I mean, I was seeing all the big people. Like shit. If you name it, I seen them at the Cap. Shit, I even seen Kiss, nigga. Those my niggas there.
Yeah, I seen Earth, Wind & Fire myself.
Yeah, I'm saying, but I was a kid going back then. Me and my cousin, because he had that car. And tickets were like $7, $8 back then,
Right,
at the Cap.
right.
See what I'm saying? So we was going, Joe. So, and then that shifted from like starting to go to go-go. So I first saw my first go-go Essence. It was in '78, and they was at Peterbug Park. Peterbug Matthews over there in Southeast 13th and East Street. He's still over there. Got the shoe shop over there. Muslim dude. You should not. I'm surprised you don't know him.
I might.
You got everybody know Peterbug Slim. He get looks like after '78, after I first saw Essence. And then I fell in love with Essence,
Yeah.
because Essence was just, the shit for me, because
Everybody.
not only did,
bro.
and then the first time I saw it, funny. It's funny when I first saw him because Reds was playing for them.
Yeah, I heard.
Reds is the dude.
I didn't know. I heard though. Yeah.
Reds was playing for them, but then I recently talked to White Boy. I asked him. I said, "White Boy, so," I said, "was Reds the original guitar player?" He was like, "Nah." He said Reds stood in for him because he had, I think at the time, he had broke his arm or something. So Reds stood in for him. Then when he came back, that's when Reds formed Reds and the Boys. See what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah, so it's like shit like that, it was like, and I was like, oh, because Reds was playing at the high mercy, because Reds and the Boys, they used to crank too now.
Yeah.
They used to do it. Reds and the Boys used to do it. They were my niggas there. They used to go.
If you hear any noise,
it's just Reds and the Boys. And he would hit that high mercy. He would hit that. He sounded like a country nigga, but Reds was down Southwest, down Capers. He was from down Capers.
That's where it was from?
Yeah, Reds from down Capers. And you got to think, most of the major bands came from Southeast back then. Trouble Funk, EU, Essence, Junk. Who else left? Reds. Who?
Was Class from over there?
Chance was.
No,
Chance band.
Class wasn't from
I don't know about Class. I don't know where they was from. They probably was, but I knew Chance band. They probably was. See, I didn't really get with them a lot, but I knew the Chance boys, because the Chance boys grew up around the corner from me.
Yeah, okay,
Bobby and all them. So they grew up around the corner from me, so I knew them personally.
They used to
Bob and
they used to crank.
Oh, they used to crank like shit. Chance used to do it. Man, niggas used to go. But they lived around the corner from me. You see what I'm saying? Like Gogo Lorenzo, he lived up in Marlboro Plaza. What the boy name? What's the boy name? You're a hustler, Stone Cold Hustler. He lived around the way. He from Marlboro Plaza and all that shit. See what I'm saying? So a lot of them jokers come from around the way. DC Scorpio, yeah, little red nigga, yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good too, man.
They could go. He made that one joint that'll last forever.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will. That joint still gonna go Lorenzo. He dead now, God rest his soul.
Yeah, Go Go
Yeah,
Lorenzo. Remember he had
Lorenzo.
his
Yeah,
jump? His album.
he had made a one hit wonder too.
Man, bro, you
Man,
got
you got
lot
a
of real
lot of
go-go
real
up in you,
go-go
man.
up in you, man.
I don't know, Slim. I mean, like I said, I got to go out back when I was coming up as a kid. You see what I'm saying? When Mama let me loose, it was like shit, it's on. So, and I went from I don't know. I've made a list of all the go-go spots ain't no believe I know I went to. And I'm gonna start out with shit. God damn, I had some spots for real. So I got places I party at. Maverick Room. They later changed their name to Disco Tres Cheek. And that was every
Oh,
Wednesday night.
the disco what?
Yeah, they changed their name to Disco Tres Cheek.
Okay.
Ask a nigga that really know. See what I'm saying? They gotta really know. Cause see,
Yeah.
thing about Maverick Room, see, that was exclusive shit. I always call that pimp play a whole night. Cause see, that was like for the like the real hustlers, you know, cause that was every Wednesday night. See,
Okay.
we was still in school and shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
See, we was in school. Shit, look, Essence was still in school playing.
That's
They was in
Candle Look.
school with me. And so cause the Maverick Room, like I always wanted to go to Maverick Room, but you know, it was like, damn, that's Wednesday. My mother was like, oh, you can go, but your black ass going to school tomorrow. So
Mm-hmm.
you had to weigh the option, like, damn, I know I'm gonna be tired. I gotta go to
Yeah.
school. You know, but God, I want to go over there because they gonna be partying. That bitch, the freaks gonna be in that motherfucker too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing: if you ask the average nigga, and I'm gonna ask you this question, why did you go to the go-go?
Oh, no question
Oh,
for the
no
honey.
question for the honey.
Well,
Okay,
that's first. That was first.
okay. So if any nigga say anything different, he got to be out his goddamn mind. Plain and simple.
Hey,
Oh, you know, I used to go because I want to stand up against the wall with my
hey,
drink mugging so I could get into a fight.
hey,
But
wrong.
then, but no, but then you had them kind of Bama's too, though.
Yeah, you did, but wrong. Let's me and you admit something.
Yeah. The freaks be speaking and the freaks be freaking. Say what?
For real.
For real.
For real. And they all had skimpy clothing on.
That's right.
That's right.
What? And
Man, we
so
had fun.
a nigga
Man,
would
we
say,
had fun.
nigga, look, that's why you go to the go-go. I mean, you gonna see the freaks. Shit. Freaks come out at night. They wasn't lying. And you trying
Hold
to
up.
book something.
Hold up.